Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now, today's episode is going to be more of a laid-back one that I hope you guys will enjoy. I actually got this idea, this is a totally off-the-cuff idea, because I was getting ready to record an episode of Time Travel featuring the Dell Latitude D610. But it needs to be running Windows XP and it has to be, restored back to its factory state. So I was going to go through that process, but then I thought, why don't I show you guys how I do this and how I restore a laptop, and this is pretty much the same process. I mean, it's going to be obviously slightly different for each specific machine that I do this with, but how I typically would restore a machine back to its factory state. Now, we did this about a year ago with the $5 Windows 98 PC. You can check out that video up in the cards. But today we're going to be doing it with the Dell Latitude D610. Now, it's currently running Ubuntu Linux because the last episode that we did featuring this machine was when we took a look at that Ubuntu Restore CD that was very graciously sent out to me by David, along with a whole bunch of other software. So thank you once again, David, for doing that. So this was, what was unique about this is it was a restore CD that would have shipped with a Dell computer. We found out that it would have shipped with a Dell computer that came pre-installed with Ubuntu instead of Windows, which was pretty cool as I had never seen one of those discs before. So we installed it, went through that process, and then that's currently what it's running right now. So I've got two CDs right here. The first one is a Windows XP reinstallation CD for a Dell computer, and the second one contains all of the drivers for this specific laptop. Alright, here we go. What a familiar sight. I can't even tell you guys the amount of times that I've gone through this process. So we're going to set up Windows XP now, press F8 to agree, and we are going to delete both of the partitions on here. So we're going to press L. We're going to create a new partition, and we will do just that. And there we go, install, and we're going to format it using the NTFS file system quickly, just so we can speed things up a little bit. So we'll let it format, and we'll get to installing. And there we go, we're back at the glorious Windows XP install screen. The last time I did this on this laptop, I took a photo of it and posted it over on Twitter. One of you guys responded and said, like, how many times do you think you've installed Windows XP in your life? And I literally did not know. I've done it so many times, like on my own computers and then also on other people's computers when I might be, formatting their, like if they give me a machine to like wipe all their data off of and it's an XP machine, I'll reinstall XP on it. And then for projects like this, I mean, I've installed it so many times, I never really kept track, but if I did, I probably would have lost track by now. Alrighty guys, here we are loading into Windows XP Service Pack 1 on this machine for the first time, at least for this particular install. Now I've got the service packs and drivers disk that I made in the drive right now. Unfortunately, we cannot go right from Service Pack 1 to Service Pack 3, that's why I have both of them on here. You have to go to Service Pack 2. Though if we had XP RTM, what's nice is you can go from RTM to Service Pack 2, you can just skip Service Pack 1. So I've got the disk, like I said, right here, and we've got two files and one folder right here. These are all the drivers. We're going to get to those after we install the service packs, though. So we'll start with SP2. Well, it wouldn't be an MJD video without something going wrong, and something is wrong here. You may be able to, you might have heard that there. I literally just used this disk like a couple weeks ago, and I mean the drive worked with installing XP. Did it like just, okay, well it is reading from it now. Okay, oh, this is not good. It is definitely having some issues here. I'm gonna eject it. I don't know if this is all of a sudden like the drive going bad or if something's wrong with the disk, but I just used this disk, like I said, a little while ago. I'm going to pop in a disk that I can let's see here. Do I have a disk on here? Because if the drive is bad, how about Clonezilla? I've got this Clonezilla disk here that I could very easily replace if I need to. So let's put that in. I don't know if like all of a sudden the drive is malfunctioning or if, okay, it's reading from it. Okay, yeah, we can browse everything on it. Well, this is something I would have to deal with off camera anyway, but it's so, like, all this stuff goes wrong when I press record. I don't know what it is. I literally did this, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I had no problems. I used the same exact disk, I was able to get everything installed, and now all of a sudden we're having problems. But that's how things happen. Although now it's reading from it totally fine. Let's try to run Service Pack 2 again. Yeah, it gave that same data error before. Can we copy this to the hard drive? Data error, it's the same thing. Okay, so I guess this disk is bad. Well, whatever, guess I'm gonna have to burn a new one. Don't worry, I've got plenty of them. Some of you guys, if you saw a recent-ish video, this is, well, it's probably a couple months ago, more than a couple months ago now. I mentioned that I got rewritable CDs and DVDs. I kind of rediscovered those because, yeah, those are a thing, and they're great because for projects like these that I do, I used to just burn like applications and operating systems onto regular CDs and DVDs in some cases. And then, you know, that could never be used again for anything else. And with the amount of stuff that we do on this channel, I just decided to get rewritable ones. And that is what I use for pretty much all of the tech experiment videos. But I do have this small tray of non-rewritable CDs. And I use this for programs that I use fairly often. I've got some operating system CDs in here as well. But I've got like a Hiren's Boot CD, dedicated CD, one with Gparted, just Gparted, one with I think D-Band, Clonezilla. I've got like a bunch of, you know, tools that I use fairly often so that I don't have to constantly rewrite those images to one of my rewritable ones. I just have one on hand that I can grab and use whenever I need to. So one of those contained all the drivers in the service packs, so I'm going to go ahead and take this one and make another one of those, and we'll see if that works. Alright guys, here we go. We've got disk number 2. Let me get it in the drive here if I can do that, and let's see if this works. Okay, looking good, looking good. Let's try Service Pack 2. I'm not hearing any of those very disturbing noises, so I think we're good. Maybe. Alrighty guys, here we are. So we've got Service Pack 2 installed now. There you go. And let's do Service Pack 3. And obviously this is going to be essentially the same process, so we'll go ahead and do another time lapse. Alright, welcome back everybody. So we've got Windows XP Service Pack 3 installed. Next thing to do is get all the drivers installed. So the way that these older Dell machines work is they would give you a resource CD that would contain all of the drivers that you would need. So these are just the drivers that I actually downloaded from Dell's website because they still host all this stuff. And each one of these is a driver for a separate component in the system. So this first one here is the dock bay, which I don't have actually, but we'll just install anyway. So there we go. And this is just the firmware update utility, so we'll just run it. And oh, actually, it's not even going to let us do it because there's no, because there's nothing connected. Next up, I believe, is the chipset driver. Oh no, it's the wireless driver. So we definitely want to grab that. So we will extract it. All of these are self-extracting archives, so it extracts it to the C Dell drivers folder, and then it will open that up, and in some cases it will just launch the installer, like in this case, so it launches it for us. So it's just going to cache the MSI, and then it loads the MSI, and we're going to go with custom, because I want to make sure I get everything here. So sure, we'll get the administrator toolkit. That's everything for us. All right, so we're done with that. We're going to hit finish and move on to the next one here. And this is the input driver for the trackpad. Now, most of these will ask you to restart the system. The last one did not, but we are going to restart once we get everything installed. Some of these will prompt you at the very end and say, do you want to restart now? And we're just going to, like right here, so we're going to say, no, I will restart later, and move on to the next one here. This is the Sigmatel driver, and yep, this is the Sigmatel sound driver. So we will actually get sound as soon as this installs. It will ask us to restart, but we will be able to hear sound, which is pretty nice. So yeah, unfortunately, like when I was setting this up and, you know, went through the OOBE, which I just, you know, sped through for you guys, but there was no music because there was no sound driver installed. I thought that one prompts you to restart, but I guess not. But now if I were to, you know, press Windows key R, type in something, you can see that now there's sound. So that's pretty great. So next up we've got the mobile chipset driver from Intel. I think this one will ask you to restart. And yeah, there we go. So we're going to swap this to no. I will restart later. We'll finish that setup. Next one, there is one of these that I don't have to install. I think it was the first one, that dock driver. This is the Gigabit Ethernet controller, so we're definitely going to grab that because I do have that network set up over here in the studio. I can just plug this into the network switch I've got over there, which is pretty great. You can check out this video if you want to see that whole process of getting a network switch over here. So yeah, we're just going to install this. Next up is we haven't installed the display driver. This might be the display driver. Yep, Intel Graphics Video. So this will allow us to get the proper resolution on this, which is 1024 by 768. Though I believe maybe this will. I think this will only apply after a restart. So you can see the display's flickering here because it's installing the driver. And we're going to swap this to no as well. This is basically the same design as that other Intel setup. And this last one here, what is this one? This might be the one that we don't... oh yeah, so there's two wireless drivers for whatever reason. This is a different wireless driver. I think this is the one that we need. I might have grabbed both of them because I didn't know which one, which card that this machine had. But I believe this is the one that it needs because we installed that Intel driver and it says down here, it just says driver is not installed. So we might have to restart for that, but it doesn't hurt having both of them installed. I mean, it works. Yeah, this is the Dell wireless WLAN card. But like I said, having both of them installed will not hurt anything. And now we can finally press yes and restart. And there we go, guys. Check it out. We've got XP and that glorious 1024 by 768 resolution. I actually think this is larger than 1024 by 768. Yeah, this is 1400 by 1050, so this display can go higher than 1024 by 768. I just usually have it set at, or 1280 by 1024, I think is what I have it set at. No, I usually have it set at 1024 by 768 for these videos, just so you guys can see everything a little bit better. Yeah, this is what I have it set at. So, but yeah, it's definitely better than 800 by 600, and yeah, guys, there you have it. So that is the little process that I go through normally without the issue we had with the CD there. But this is what I go through every couple of weeks, I would say, when I do some sort of project on this computer specifically to get it back to Windows XP. So stay tuned for the episode of Time Travel that will be coming out probably 2 days after this video. And to give you guys a hint, it, believe it or not, involves a piece of Apple software. Yeah, a piece of Apple software that runs on Windows XP. You can take a guess at what you think it is. Be sure to leave it down in the comments below. But for now, that's going to wrap it up. So if you guys enjoyed this episode and if you want to see more like it, be sure to give this one a thumbs up and get subscribed down below. Turn on those channel notifications if you haven't already to get notified whenever I upload a new video, which I do multiple times every single week on this channel. And as always, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.